Welcome back, everyone. Every role player who is part of a championship rotation typically gets a big value boost, and that will definitely be true for the Golden State Warriors rotation players. We already know that Jordan Poole is looking at a big payday, along with Andrew Wiggins likely getting a big extension, but how about their other role players? Guys like Otto Porter Jr., Kevon Looney, and Gary Payton II, all of which were very important members of their championship team. And while Kevon Looney and Otto Porter Jr. were great, there might not have been a better feel-good story this year than Gary Payton II, who, although is now a 6-year NBA vet, he only became a regular rotation player for the first time this year. In fact, it was the first time he even played over 30 games in one season, and that was not due to being injured either. It was simply from not getting minutes, nor getting the opportunity, which, looking back on it now, sounds absolutely ridiculous. Gary Payton II truly became one of, if not the most important role player in the entire NBA this year, playing under 20 minutes per game. And while that might sound like a hot take, I really don't think it is. No, his numbers may not jump out at you from a casual perspective, with him averaging only 7 points per game, 3.5 rebounds per game, and shooting 35.8% from beyond the arc, but when you look deeper into it, there is no denying his value. He provided value in every aspect of the game, whether that was on offense, defense, or whatever you want to look at. Gary Payton II was beyond valuable for the Warriors, and that might not even be the right word, as he was truly irreplaceable on their team, which is something that you likely would have not believed up until about 8 months ago. Gary Payton II is a player that every NBA team should, and likely does want during free agency, and in today's video, I'm going to explain to you why. And to begin, we need to look at the impact he made on defense, which at times was second to none on their team. When looking at Defensive Raptor, which is a measurement of how many points a player contributes to their team's defense per 100 possessions, Gary Payton's impact fell behind only 4 players in the entire league. And who might those 4 be? How about Rudy Gobert, Nikola Jokic, Alex Caruso, and Draymond Green? And from a value perspective here, he was one of only 2 minimum contract players in the entire league who fell in the top 20, with the only other one being Wesley Matthews. Now, I am not saying that he is their best overall defender, as that title would definitely have to go to Draymond Green or Andrew Wiggins, but GP2 really made his impact felt defensively. Steph Curry calls him the tallest 6'3" player ever for a reason, and it's because he does not allow his size to get taken advantage of, and whether it is on offense or defense, that still remains true. In fact, if I showed you his stats without knowing who they belong to, you'd probably think you were looking at the numbers of a small forward, power forward, or even a small ball center. I mean, for one, his field goal percentage is off the charts for a combo guard. It is not often you see a 6'3" player shooting over 61% from the field, and he achieved that mark with his offensive IQ, knowing the perfect moments when to cut, and oftentimes finding himself completely wide open under the basket. And while you might point towards that being a factor of the Warriors' offense, which you can credit for some of it, you definitely cannot for all of it. Being able to move without the ball the way he can is a legitimate skill, and one that many role players wish they had. In addition to that, many would wish for his athletic ability as well. That is the part that really allows GP2 to play bigger than he is, because when combined with his long arms, he is able to play like a small forward, dunking the ball in situations where other guards resort to a floater, being able to match up with players much taller than he is, and even being a lob threat. Gary Payton II is truly an athletic anomaly, and with him now proving capable of providing reliable 3-point shooting, he no longer has a big weakness anymore either, which only further heightens his already sky-high value. There is really only one drawback here, with that being the fact that he is already 29 years old, but other than that, Gary Payton II is the kind of player that every team should want. He really helps your team in every aspect, It does not hurt you anywhere either. No, he may not be the most offensively gifted player in the world, but he has now proven to even be valuable there too. In my opinion, GP2 is undoubtedly one of the best value options available, and if the Warriors are able to retain him with only the taxpayer mid-level, that will be an absolute bargain. But if I am any other contending team that has more money to offer him than they do, I'm seriously thinking about doing that, as again, there are not many role players who can provide what he can. With all of that being said though, what do you guys think? Do you believe Gary Payton II is one of the most valuable free agents available? Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below and we can talk about it there. That will do it for this video though. Big thank you to those of you who took the time to watch until the end of this video, and until the end of all of my videos in general. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.